You gotta sleep for the night. So, I don't know how much of everything I need. Can I come with you again? Sure, I'll come with you. I don't know how... Does it just keep going until I die? Until my morale is in the toilet? At least we can come here and get swole. You see if the other miners need a hand. You help a few of them at their work and having a friendly drive out. Charisma! Ooh, look at that. Strength, too. Head to the tavern. Kira, Lasara, and the chieftain are talking at one of the tables. Kira and Lasara seem worried about the chieftain's face. It is more serious than usual. The chief calls you over when he sees you. Dinglepoot! While you're here, you may as well hear this too. I'm telling the rest of the village in the morning anyway. I'm sure you've noticed these blizzards aren't getting any weaker. I've been keeping a close eye out for signs of when these storms will pass, but I believe they will continue until the end of the month, that being 11 days from now. I assumed you've noticed, but the sky is getting darker by the day. Black clouds are starting to gather in a way that shows this is no ordinary storm. In fact, the patterns in the weather are worryingly similar to something my grandfather once told me about. He told me of a rare type of storm, a natural disaster of sorts, that builds up slowly over many days. It continues to build until a time when it reaches its full strength, like most storms. At that time, it was powerful enough to wipe out villages with gales so fierce they could lift whole boulders off the ground. It causes blizzards cold enough to kill anyone caught in it within minutes, But you said before that he told you all kinds of old legends and exaggerated stories. Surely he's just making up this natural disaster. Sounds worse than it really is. I wish that were true, Kira, but he was completely serious when he told me this. His own village was almost completely destroyed by one such storm. Although their village was well fortified, they didn't expect it and only survived the night. To make matters worse, our village is far weaker than his was. Although this time we know it's coming. I'm telling you this not to scare you all, but to make you see that this isn't a joke. The work here we're doing each day is to keep us alive through this storm. If we can't fortify our homes in time for the final storm, many of us will be killed. That is the unfortunate truth of this situation. We can still do something, right? There's a way to get through it, isn't there? Aye, there is! We simply need to work harder. I'm sure we have enough... So... He's really insisting that I go to the mines. So I don't know if I need to go find more of that ore. Oh, we're getting to something here. So, obviously strengthening the town is the priority, it would seem like. Yes, Dinglepoot is coming with you. Let's go and... I want to look for more stoofs. Look for ore deeper in the mines. Blah, 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 blah. Gain more intelligence. Did we find anything? Later that day, after work, Lasara asks you to help out with some extra work. There are no shortage of villagers that she needs to tend to. However, she also needs to tell each of their families about their conditions. She asks you to do it for her, giving you a list of families and a description of patient's condition. Some are simply overworked and exhausted. Others are suffering from far more serious injuries and illnesses. It looks like you have to give a few families some grave news. Although Lasara is doing her best to treat everyone, no one else is available to help, so you have no choice but to help out. You spend the evening visiting each family, sitting down with worried husbands, wives, and children. How do you break the news to the families? Oh, what a choice. I mean, honesty's the best policy, or... Oh. Tell them only what's necessary. I mean, isn't that... I'm gonna go with... I don't know if I want to leave... I think it might be too much. I mean, if the people are stressed out enough at the storm, maybe I want to leave more of the specifics out. You tell the families only what they need to know, leaving out the gory details and the odds of survival. They're still flustered by the bad news, but they seem to appreciate you telling them. You put many families at ease tonight, so that was what I was hoping of doing, instead of stressing these people out further, and ooh, we gain morale. So yeah, that's what I kind of thought it would do if you're just honest with these people who are obviously overworked as it is. So I'm going to do one more ore run, just to see. Dinglepoot, yes, we're going to the mine, sir. Very well, we should be off immediately. Let's get more swole! Oh, we are shredded at 15 strength. I don't know if I ever find anything. Do I ever eventually find something? At night you visit Kira, sir. Lissara talking, you join them after Kira waves you over. No one beckoned this time. Lissara seems distressed, and it looks like Kira is trying to calm her down. There's nothing to worry about, Lissa. We're all working hard every day, and Father has everything planned, so we'll be more than prepared for the storm. But what if it's worse than you think it will be? The clouds are getting darker by the day. The wind is strong enough to topple trees. How can we know if we're ready if it's only going to get stronger? What's the point in thinking that way? We just have to hope in ourselves and the village. We have the time and methods to strengthen the village before the real storm arrives. With the right mindset and hard work, we'll be able to get through it just fine. They can continue discussing this, a little eased. After a while, you change topics to get your mind off things. You all chat before returning in for the evening. So let us close aim again. I don't think I'm going to find anything else there. I haven't really hunted much. Morning, Dinglepoot! So, last time did not go all that well. Yeah. Hunt quietly, more agility, big whoop. So, scouting ahead did not work very well, so let us gather some more herbs. We get some more intelligence. After a while, a rough-looking man bolts up from his chair and begins shouting at the top of his lungs. His words are slurred. He screams about how the village is doomed and there's no way to save it from the storm. He speaks out about how one of the few survivors of the same catastrophe in the northern cities. Oh, how he is one. The other villagers are clearly affected by his words, but seem too low-spirited to do anything about him. What do you do? Alright, buddy, let's calm it down. I don't think throwing him out is going to help anything. Your words have no effect on him, and you make a weak attempt at swaying his opinions. Everyone looks even more... I can't do anything right in this game, Jesus Christ. So, I'm assuming your door rattles in the wind, and without a fireplace, you'd be completely frozen. You manage to fall asleep, although it's a disturbed one. So, do I need to boost the hell out of charisma to get a perfect run? Morning, Dinglepoot. Are you working for me today? Sure. I don't know what this is going to help anymore, but... You work with Lissara, helping her make people with treating injuries, blah blah. Intelligence. Let us tend to patience. I don't think I've done that yet. You get better at conversing with them and making them feel better. So you get 1 charisma from that. So it is a her, okay. She Hey, Dinglepoot. How's it going? I seem distracted? Ha! Yeah, maybe so. I've been caught up in thinking about this whole situation. Father lectured me on how important everyone's morale is. I'm trying! I mean, just remember that man from last night. He's given up hope entirely. And only you tried to stop him. No one else did anything. Not even I did anything, and I'm supposed to become the chieftain someday. Some leader I'll be. When I walk through the village some days, I see people working, but they have no energy at all. It's like they've just accepted that the storm will crush us. Are they right? If so many people stop trying completely, then is there any point in trying to give them some kind of optimism? I mean, I know I had similar discussion with Lissa about this, but I kind of need to put a brave face on for her, you know? She's a warrior, and if she saw me like this, I think she'd just get more panicked. Ew. I'm being an idiot right now. I go on and on to Lissa about staying positive, and here I am brooding over something that hasn't happened. Thanks for listening to me, Dinglepoot. Don't worry, I'll be back to my usual positive self now. And just forget about this whole weird moment of weakness, please. And no telling Lissa, she's had enough to worry about keeping people alive every day. Talk about some light-hearted things before leaving home. Ew. So we are on day 15. I don't know when this thing is supposed to come, but We'll go help out in the mines again? I think we have enough materials now, thanks to our combined efforts. Still, I'll be mining with a small group, but we don't need as many people. How about you find some other work? Okay, I think I can do that. Do you want to go back hunting? Come, Dinglepoot the Hunter! So, yeah. So, I don't know. I don't want to get murdered. Spend the rest of the day. You have to climb numerous trees, blah, blah, blah. Get more swole. No wolves. Oh, okay, I made it back this time. You stumble across a woman, face down in the snow. Blood is seeping through the snow around her. You rush over to her and onto her back quickly. She's barely conscious and talks to you through shuddered breath. She went into the forest alone yesterday evening to help the village by doing extra work. She was on her way back when she was caught in the blizzard much earlier than usual. She fell from a steep hill and tumbled down into some sharp rocks below. That sounds familiar. She's bleeding profusely from multiple deep wounds on her arms. It seems they were cut open. I'm not going to have enough intelligence to fix this. It seems like they were cut open from the rocks and tried to make her fall. This only made... She made it this far by herself, but she can't stay conscious for much longer. Any more blood loss will kill her. What will you do? I don't think I have enough... I think if I move her in the direction of the town... I'm in the outskirts, it said, so I think she... You don't move people that are bleeding profusely, but I really don't think... I'm assuming I need a high intelligence stat. Yes. Well, son of a bitch, man. How am I supposed to know? Like, your first time through, you're not going to know to grind for. I'm assuming intelligence and charisma. Jesus Christ, man. Morning, Dingle. Yeah, I guess we'll go hunting yet again. So it looks like there's only a finite number of things to do. So, scout ahead again. More swole. Oh, manner of disaster. Oh, I made it back. Sorry, calmly sitting at a table, sipping a drink occasion. Good evening, Dinglepoot. It's been a while since we had the chance to talk. Well, we haven't had a chance to talk about normal things, at least. I don't count discussing the best way to put a backbone, or bone back in place after... Bone back in place or prepare life-saving potions as normal conversation. Well, that would have been good to know last night. I've had time to think about what Kira said when I was panicking that day we heard about the storm. And she's right. There's no point in getting hung up on something about the worst-case scenario when there's still a chance to make everything better. I've always admired that side of Kira. I don't necessarily mean her constant optimism, although that's incredible too. I've always been amazed by her ability to keep a brave face when someone else is panicking. I know her well enough to see that she has moments when she doubts her own optimism, but she doesn't ever stay that way for long. She always comes back being the same determined person in the end. She probably thinks no one else can see that side of her, but she's so easy to read that it's obvious if you've known her long enough. She'll make a great chieftain someday, if she chooses to go down that path. Oof. Well, I didn't lose any more morale, I guess. Oh, goody. Well, at this rate, I'm gonna get this. Move it up here. So there's no more work to do in the mines. So do I just hang out? I guess. So do I go get more herby herbs? Ooh, learn a little bit about intelligence. So I for sure needed charisma and intelligence. While walking back to the village, you find a path that has been cut off by a recent landslide. Mounds of large boulders are clustered up, blocking off access completely. There's not a chance of climbing over them while still carrying rabbits and deer you caught. Kira tries the best to move the rocks, but the larger ones are too heavy for her. We'll have to take the long way around, and hopefully the other villagers will work out a way to move all this. Ooh, shit. Oh, I do have quite a bit of strength. Is it enough strength? Oh, we did something positive! Oh my god! So, I haven't needed agility yet, and I need all the other things. A man has been caught in the landslide and crushed under some rocks. It looks like his arm and leg is badly broken and he's unconscious. But miraculously, he's still just about alive. How do you be just about alive? But he's still alive? But just barely, it seems. Come on, let's get him to Lissa. She might be able to help him. You scramble to bring the man to Lissa. She manages to bring the man back to a stable condition after an hour intense work. She tells you he'll be conscious soon enough, and be sure to tell him who's responsible for saving his life. You leave the man with Lissara, feeling good about yourself. Hey, we got morale! Holy poop balls. Man, this game is way longer than I expected it to be. Hey, Dinglepoot. My father said there's plenty of... Oh, okay, so... Apparently I hit the end of those branches. Sure, I'll go work in the bar. I think they said there was a permanent thing. Yeah, well... You go to take a rest at the tavern, and the chieftain, as usual. She waves to you and gestures to seek the corner. Greetings, Dinglepoot! How are things? You talked to the chieftain about work, and how you've been improving. It's going well, I thought as much. Listen, Dinglepoot! I'll be honest with you. I've heard plenty of good things about you from Kira and Lissara. Or Kira and Lissara. And even the other miners say you've been very helpful. You stayed positive and hopeful throughout your work, which can't be said for everyone in the village. I just want to say, well, I'm sorry for misjudging you at first. You were new to everything, and you arrived at a time when an extra person meant less food for everyone else. Honestly, I thought you would just be a burden on the village, but I was wrong. I kept blaming you for the scar on Kira's face. If she were alone, she may have been in even greater danger, but I have no way of knowing that. You've worked consistently in your time here, and you've done well to pull your weight. In fact, I owe you a drink. I'm curious as to what you've been doing, the village. Okay, so at least we're in good relations with Homie? Do you need more help? I should have a boatload of herbs to help your ass out. Yeah, you work and we get more intelligence. Deliver potions. I need to find more branches. A lot of them are at the end of their string. You should help. What will you do? I have 13. I don't know how much. I have a lot more strength than I do charisma, and I figured that. Villagers are comfortable. Okay, well that's good. Hey, morale, son. So I don't know, like where it seems like 15 might be the cutoff to be able to do stuff. So I want to boost my intelligence because I haven't seen an intelligence thing for a while. So I want to get that to 15 if I can. I'll 10 more patience. Oh, got charisma too. So tomorrow I should be able to. Hey, Dinglepoot! Evening. This is the last night, huh? There's no more work we can do now. Time to see just how well we've prepared. Three of you sit quietly for a while. The air heavy. Kira starts conversation. You all chat and get your minds off the coming storm. After a while, you notice you should be getting home, but your anxiety keeps you from feeling tired. I'll be honest, there's not a chance I'll be able to sleep tonight. Me too. The wind alone has been keeping me up some nights lately. You're the same, Dinglepoot! We shouldn't stay in the tavern. Anyway, the owners look like they'd rather be alone tonight. Who lives closest to here? That'd be you, right, Dinglepoot? Is it okay? Oh, yes, absolutely. Everybody in the same bunker, please. Or the same bedding. Oh, aw, cuddle buddies. The wind is howling outside, louder than you've ever heard. You have to put furniture in front of the door to stop. Well, if it's blowing a damn boulder, a couch isn't going to help anything. Lightning flashes and thunder booms all around. You hear what sounds like the splintering of trees. Rocks are flung into the sides of the building, whipped up by intense winds. Father was right after all. This is some kind of apocalypse. All we can do now is hope our efforts were enough. Come sunrise, we'll find out just how much damage the storm has done. And we'll see everyone else, I know it. You're right, all we can do now is hope. Did we survive? That is the main question. And in the end, the sun rises and the storm fades away quickly. Some of the buildings were beaten down by the storm and many were injured. There's a few who have yet to be found. But overall, I survived! Once the blizzard dies out completely, you have no choice but to leave. The village is overflowing due to the loss of several buildings. There's simply no room for you here. Much to Kira and Lasara's disappointment, they send you off at the village entrance along with a chieftain who thanks you for your assistance during the time. As you walk through the now peaceful mountains, you wonder what would have happened if things turned out differently. You put those thoughts aside, however, and continue through the snow, planning your next journey, wherever that may be. The end. So, I didn't get enough, or I didn't make the right choices. Ooh, that was long. 48 minutes. Balls. Oi! So I thought that would be much shorter, because the badge is only a 15-point medium badge. Am I allowed to go... Would it be... I don't think... No, it's not going to give me a option. I thought it might be kind of like a... It'll give you the forked path, and you can kind of choose the other thing, but this isn't that type of game, so... Fatigue is setting in, and my throat is not feeling any better after talking for 49 minutes straight. So, this is really interesting. I like these games that do this, but I have a feeling that the agility stat was completely useless. It seemed like there was the fox that seemed like it needed like strength and intelligence or something like that. You had to talk the guy down, or like calm him down in the bar. That would most likely take charisma. You needed strength in a couple of other occasions, like to help board the windows. And I don't think there was anywhere where you needed... I don't think there's anywhere where you needed agility. So now, I suppose if you know all that ahead of time, you can go through and just kind of ignore agility and boost up the required stats. So yeah, it's probably going to be a lot easier if I don't do agility and just boost up. I don't know the order of stuff, because obviously it's going to change around. Like the fox was a couple into the hunting thing, and like you need... I'm assuming strength for that wolf pack too? Is that... Yeah, because I couldn't throw the meat far enough into the forest, so that's not going to be agility either, one would assume. So it looks like strength is the most important, so I would hit the mines first. I don't want to scroll down. I can't see it because it's recording like in a windowed mode. But, yeah, I'll... Actually, screw it. I'll just scroll down a little bit here. Let us go down... So, like, if you look in the comment section, there's usually people saying, make potions. Okay, this, according to this, like, a little bit of a walkthrough, it says to do potion and to tend to patience until you can't anymore. So making potions would give you charisma, and tending patience would give you intelligence. Then mine for ore, and then mine for or for being with the miners 4 times, and then explore deeper 2 times. Did you get... I don't think you got agility for that either. So, talk to guy down. This one is treat the woman, move the boulders, and give a speech to motivate the people. With 20 strength by this point, you can probably help fortifying. Oh, right here. This is a giveaway here. It's a lot easier when you realize agility is a dump stat. I'm assuming what they mean by that is... What they mean is it's completely useless. So if you ignore agility, it looks like you should be able to have a much easier time. So just scroll down and take a look at the comments if you want to... I don't know. I guess if you want to play this yourself and play through it perfectly, there you go. I might do it again off screen because, like I said, this is a 50-minute video as it is. At least I don't have to edit anything other than probably throwing out my voice later. But so... Yeah, this was Millika Village. I really like the storyline to it. It's like there's an impending disaster, and you need to make the appropriate decisions to get things back in order here. I don't know if that's... I'm sure that's approximately in the window. But yeah, I'd like the ending to be a little bit different. I don't know how well. I mean, I'm sure the morale plays a part in it, but yeah, I'm going to be interested enough to go through and get the best ending, whatever that is. I'm assuming morale 100. So what did I end in, 30 or 40? So I didn't do too bad at the end of. Oh God. I didn't do too bad at the end of the day. So definitely give this game a play yourself. It is definitely worth the time investment. As always, I will put the link in the video description. It's on Kong, absolutely free to play. So this was Millika Village. I am Takahmasak, and I will see you later.